Okay guys, so literally I got new makeup yesterday and I'm really dying to try it out, so I'm gonna do it on camera for you guys today. This is probably an unnecessary haul. I need to do a first impressions because I'm just too excited to wait. So anyways, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start with this foundation. This is not new. It's the Uoma Beauty foundation that I talked about in my speed reviews video. I'm gonna begin applying. I do have sunscreen on my face, so that is why I am glowy. Look at that coverage. I talked about it in that video. Go watch it. So not everything that I'm gonna be using is from that little haul that I got yesterday. Some things are just favorites that I have been loving. So for concealer, I did get a new shade of the Lancome one. I got the shade Bisque Warm. I initially got the Bisque Neutral, and I think it's a little bit dark because I do want some brightening under my eyes, so I'm just gonna apply. Yeah, it's way lighter. I'm gonna let this sit under my eyes for a few minutes just to get the most coverage. I'm gonna go into the brows, and I do have these brow products here that I think it's something that Too Faced recently came out with. This is a brush on hair fluffy brow gel, and this one is just a slim brow pencil. Very exciting, from Too Faced. It says brow wig. That's very interesting. This is what the packaging looks like. And this is in the shade dark brown. Pink cap as usual. It's like the wand has little fibers. So that's very exciting. I'm just gonna put that on my brows. So it is providing color, which is good. Wow. I kind of filled them in a little bit very quickly. There's like a bunch of hairs in this. Like, let me just get closer. You see that? Just a bunch of hairs. I'm wondering where these hairs come from. So far, I really like this gel. It just filled them in very quickly. I feel like this would be like a great e.l.f. Wow Brow dupe. No, the e.l.f. Wow Brow dupe would be a good dupe for this one. However, that one doesn't have like the fibers like this one does. I do want to use this brow pencil just to fill in like just remaining gaps. I would typically on a normal day just leave it like this, but I really want to test this out. It's very slim, actually. I really enjoy this. It's like a little slanted, which I don't really like because when you start using it, the tip is not as fine, but then there's this fully on the other side, and we love that. It looks like it's a very creamy product. It provides color right away. Matches my brow hairs very nicely. Just grab the darkest shade. I'm sorry, I didn't say the shade name. This is the shade Soft Black, which is the darkest that they have. And I'm just gonna line the bottom and just start creating like fake hairs. And that is a very simple brow. I just filled in my brows in 2 seconds, and I really like these so far. Hopefully when this gets a little bit more rounded, the tip does not become like more of a hassle to work with. But first impressions, I really like the brow line from Too Faced. We all know that I love this concealer already, so no need to elaborate on that. This hand just sitting here like this. Before I apply any powder to my face, I look like I'm bald. I'm not. A couple of blush options, which is a little bit scary because I just feel overwhelmed. I have the Benefit, this isn't new, but I've never tried it, the Benefit Cha-Cha Tint Mango Tinted Lip and Cheek Stain. The packaging is the cutest thing ever. This is what it looks like. They have a few different shades, but the mango caught my eye. This is what it looks like. You see, it feels cooling. It blends out. It's drying down very fast. Doesn't look to be leaving behind much color. We also have this Anastasia stick blush in Peachy Keen. Also never tried. I think I've never tried any complexion products from her, just brows. Ooh, this looks very fancy. This looks like a thick blush stick. Okay, this one is providing definitely more color. Dries down like a velvety matte. Also, not much left over, so these are very subtle. And finally, we have another shade of the Kat Von D KVD Vegan Beauty. Luminary. I have the shade Dewy, like I've mentioned a million times, and I just wanted to try a different one from that line. It's very similar to the blush that I already own from them. So the shade looks super similar. This one is a little bit pinkier, I believe. I'm on my face. sponge actually to apply it and just dab it. So I like the other one better. Right off the bat, I can say the Duality shade or whatever is way more pigmented. This one is just leaving like a very, very subtle glow, blushy look on my cheek. You can barely see anything on there. I want to try one of these two. Should I just go like straight in like this? I'm afraid. Obviously a very different texture, and it's much harder to blend, but it's more pigmented than this one. It's also not as dewy. Again, very subtle. You can't really see much on my cheeks. So I'm just gonna put some on my hand. It's very orange, and just apply with my sponge. You can never go wrong with your sponge. Here's into pretty much nothing. I feel like, I'm not sure if I just did not get like my correct shades on these, or I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to look like. I just like a little bit more oomph. I'm gonna leave this like this, and I'm just gonna apply. I got another blush because I'm just blush obsessed. I got the Juvia's Place that everybody's been talking about, Rouge Volume 2 palette. I decided to get these colors because they just look more appealing to me. So that's what they look like, and I'm just gonna apply that over top just to build up the intensity of the blush. I'm thinking I'm just gonna mix both. Ooh, that is so pretty. You can instantly tell that that added more pigment to my cheeks. Instead of going in with more of the liquid blushes or cream blushes, if you just add a powder blush on top, that'll do the trick. These are also not powdery at all, and they are very pigmented. Look at that. I love this. I love this. For bronzer, I also have a couple of options. I got the KVD Vegan Beauty Liquid Gel Contour, and this is the shade Light Warm. This is what they look like. Very nice packaging, and then when you open it, it's like a doe foot applicator. Let's swatch it. Okay, so it feels very cooling, and it looks like it's like a dewy, looks like a lip gloss if I'm honest. Put some on my hand and then go in with the sponge and see what happens. Very subtle. Maybe I didn't get the right shade. I guess I should go with like a darker shade, or maybe these are meant to be, I mean, you can kind of see that. Maybe these are meant to be like kind of a subtle type of thing. I don't hate these. It shows up more on my forehead than on my cheek, I feel like. The new Anastasia cream bronzer. This is the shade Golden Tan. I love the packaging. It's like a velvety matte packaging, and I've been really into cream stuff lately. Like everyone says that. There's like a cover on here. How do I get you off? This is the product. It looks a little bit light for my skin tone, but maybe we can make it work. Watching it, it's very smooth and pigmented. It is a little bit light. It's right here. Take like a stippling brush and swirl it, just how I apply my e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Wow, there's a lot on this brush. Let me just tap it off. So this one is way more pigmented than the KVD Vegan Beauty bronzer, and it blends just as easily. I think I grabbed too much, like a lot comes off on the brush, so I'm just gonna have to sponge it out. A little bit muddy, I feel like, on this side. I like the subtle one better. Maybe I can just grab a little bit less. So this one is more like creamy and pigmented. So I think it's good that I grabbed this color instead of a darker one, because I would look even more muddy. So far, I really like it. It just added like a little bit of bronziness to my skin so I don't look so washed out. Make sure you check my description box, because I am going to be letting you know down there how I feel about each of these at the end of the day. And on top, I'm going to be adding the Juvia's Place bronzed palette in the shade Tan. I feel like these are probably going to be too dark for me, but we're going to go in with this color and just put it on top of that cream bronzer that we used. Just lightly tap. So these are a little bit more powdery. Okay, I guess these are like, you gotta build me up type of thing. There we go, there's that color. So I really enjoyed this bronzer actually. I can use the darker shade for eyeshadow, maybe, so it doesn't go to waste. I'm like super bronzed. Really gotta set my under eyes. Look at these. Crease town over here. The Dermablend loose powder. This is not new. I've been loving this for a while already. I just set my eyes, and I kind of don't want to set my face because I feel like the foundation just sets on its own eventually. It doesn't feel tacky. Eyeshadow, I didn't really get anything new. I don't really buy much eyeshadow because I don't wear it as much, so I feel like what I have is more than enough. I'm going to be applying some of this Essence Pre-Nude highlighter. I really love her. Tops here, she's like a very natural glow type of girl, and it's a little bit pinky, but it's like a not thick chunky highlight. The thing that I got yesterday is this lip injection liquid lipstick from Too Faced. This is a new line for them as well. It matches my shirt, and I didn't even mean to do that. This is in this shade. It's so big. Okay. Well, duh, these are lip injection. Obviously, your lips are gonna tingle. I did not think about that. I'm just gonna use my Lash Princess from Essence. All right, guys, this is the final phase. I struggled a little bit with my eyeliner, but that's okay. It happens to everyone. I must say, I really enjoy everything that I use. Some of them were more pigmented than others. There's some things that are just more subtle. If you don't want as much coverage, if you don't want as much color on your face, it's just totally your preference. Hey guys, so sorry about that. As I was editing the video, I noticed that the outro was cut off by my camera and I didn't even realize. I was saying that I really enjoyed all the products that I used. Personal preference, what kind of product you're going for, if you want more coverage, if you want more pigmentation. But yeah, I am really not disappointed at anything that I tried. So don't forget to check the description box for my update on how everything worked out. And yeah, that is it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!